What is up, everyone? Good morning. Happy Tuesday, September 2nd. Even though it feels like a Monday, what a morning I have already had. I got to make this video, get over to the dealership, my car, absolute nightmare. That's another story. We need another video for that. But you are not going to believe what just happened. The SEC just flipped the entire script on crypto regulations. China housing market meltdown. It's shaking the global economy, and the charts are literally screaming XRP outperformance over Ethereum in the weeks ahead. This isn't news. This is the kind of movement where the puzzle pieces all are starting to line up. Regulations, macro, and technicals. And then if you're not paying attention, you're about to see why XRP might be the play of the cycle. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Welcome back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking to support the channel, the ultimate free way, yes, free way, is to make sure you hit that thumbs up during your listening/viewing experience. Now, without any further delay, let's get into prices. Bitcoin, $109,563. It's currently up 1.2%. Ethereum coming in at 4,337. It's currently down 1.9%. And XRP holding down that number 4 spot. We'll be back at number 3. Don't you worry, Tether. Coming in at $2.77. It's currently down 0.03% in the past 24 hours. Total cryptocurrency market cap, 3.73 trillion. Then we get this. SEC Chair Paul Atkins drops a bomb. He says, and I quote, "Regulation by enforcement against crypto is officially over." Well, thank you, Ripple, for fighting the good fight. How about that? That phase might sound like legal jargon, but in reality, it is massive. For years, the SEC's main strategy was lawsuits, settlements, and ambiguity. It kept big players on the sidelines, and it slowed adoption. Exactly what the institutions wanted, right? Slow down adoption. Now, well, guess what? That era, it is finally coming to an end. That is a massive green light. This is exactly what institutions in the big money, this is exactly what they've been waiting for. Clarity. They don't need the SEC to love crypto. They just need the rules of the game. And if enforcement by ambush is gone, it means a clear framework is coming in. Why does this matter? Well, it's simple. Because the floodgates open when the rules are clear. And it's just in the perfect time for one of the massive, largest bull runs we have ever witnessed in our short-lived crypto careers. ETFs get approved faster here as well. Custodians, they can now scale. Banks can integrate without second guessing. And projects like Ripple, which have already spent years building for compliance, are the biggest beneficiaries. So yes, this feels like the moment we have all been waiting for. The gloves are off, the fight is ending, and the path is finally opening for real adoption. Then today at 2 p.m. Eastern, President Trump's going to be making an announcement from the Oval Office. This is interesting now. Is it going to be about crypto? It's going to be about politics, maybe a little bit about both, maybe about what the Fed's going to do, maybe about the housing market. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, it came out around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you give that a watch because we talked about housing market and its impact on crypto and moving forward. And just as Trump has his announcement lined up, the rate cuts have surged to 89.7%. Remember, the meeting is in about 2 weeks, and Paul Barron put this out about China's housing crash and how it affects the U.S. markets. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's zoom out to the global stage because this one right here, well, it's flying under the radar for most investors. China's housing crisis, well, it's unraveling. And it's not just a local issue. Here's why. Listen to this. China consumes over 50% of the world's steel, copper, and iron. Reduced constructions, and well, it means collapse in demand for commodities. Well, that ripples across the globe, folks. It's putting U.S. commodity exporters and mining stocks under heavy pressure. So what happens? Ask yourself this question. What happens when one of the world's biggest economies starts pulling back? Capital starts to seek safety. And right now, that driving flow is going into gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Layer on the top that the fact that we got rate cuts in play here for the US, which equals a liquidity injections into the markets, and suddenly you got a macro backdrop that favors digital assets over traditional ones. This is what people miss. Crypto isn't just a tech play, it's becoming the global hedge. When traditional markets start to wobble, housing, commodities, equities, investors rotate into liquid, neutral assets. That's why we're seeing digital assets strengthen right as commodities start to weaken. And if you think that's all a coincidence, well, guess what? It's not. It's actually the early stages of a major rotation. And then we get this Chainlink. And you know about me, excuse me, I've talked about Chainlink for quite some time. I am a major bull when it comes to Chainlink. I believe this is going to be one of those assets that has an easy 5 to 10x still left in it. This thing is going to run. We know about their partnerships with Swift as well. Well, they're dominating DeFi development. Chainlink has more than 311 tracked development events, way ahead of the back. Deepbook logged 188.5 dev events, reinforcing its reputation as one of the most active decentralized exchange projects. And look at this. Is Chainlink, we already know Chainlink and Ripple are partnered, Chainlink and Ondo are partnered. Is Chainlink about to partner with Cardano as well? Is there about to be an integration between ADA and Link?
And they gave us an absurd number for integration. We'll haggle it, we'll figure it out. They're good negotiators. Sergey is an extremely smart man, and he's a very good businessman, and he kind of sees the future, and he knows he's sitting on a golden egg, and he knows what he's worth. And I like people like that. There's honesty in the.
Very interesting comments. And Incredible Crypto put this out. This is something for y'all to pay attention to right here. He said one more confluent factor to support my thesis below of XRP outperformance over Ethereum in the coming weeks/months. He states we have already printed confirmed daily bull divs on the XRP to ETH pairing and are currently in the process of printing one on the D3 timeframe as well. He says add this to the charts in the quoted tweet below and the picture being painted, it's quite clear in his opinion. So this is where it starts to get really exciting. Because on top of the regulatory shift and macro rotation, the XRP ETH chart, it's starting to light up. He stated that we've already printed and confirmed daily bullish divergence on the XRP to ETH pairing. That means that momentum is shifting in XRP's favor, even if the price action doesn't look explosive just yet. And here's the kicker. The D3 timeframe is also in the process of printing one. That's multiple confluences across different timeframes pointing to the same exact thing. That's XRP strength over Ethereum's weakness. Add this to the big picture chart structure and the message is clear. XRP is primed to outperform Ethereum in the coming weeks and months. Think about the alignment here. Regulation flips in XRP's favor. Macro tailwinds from China's crisis and the US rate cuts drive flows into digital assets. Technicals confirm XRP's outperformance over ETH. That's not just noise, everyone. That's a thesis backed by fundamentals, macro, and charts, all saying the exact same thing. So let's tie all of this together now. The SEC just ended regulation by enforcement, opening the door for clear rules and real adoption. China's housing collapse, it's shaking commodities but strengthening crypto as a global hedge, and the XRP to ETH charts are flashing bullish divergences that point to XRP's outperformance in the coming weeks/months. This isn't about hoping or guessing anymore, everyone. This is about seeing the signs line up across regulation, macros, and technicals, and right now, they're all pointing in one direction, and that one direction is XRP strength. So ignore the noise, ignore the dips, ignore the red candles. October is Uptober. It's named that for a reason. Stay focused and get ready. Because when history rhymes, XRP's next move could leave ETH and the rest of the market in the dust. I hope you're well prepared. I know I am. I'm ready. I've been ready since 2017. And you know what? My 8 years in the market, it's all about to pay off. Patience pays. I'm going to leave it right there on your way out. Make sure you hit that like button. And I'll catch all y'all a little later in the afternoon for my next video. Enjoy your Tuesday. Happy September 2nd, folks.